It takes a lot of guts to stand up against a foreign government and the might of the US military. But Catherine Fisher is one brave and determined Australian. 10 years ago, she was raped in Japan by an American sailor. Neither the local police nor the US Navy did anything to help. So Catherine began a long, painful, and often frustrating investigation of her own. She discovered that her rapist got away with it because of a secret agreement between the Japanese government and the American military. What's truly disturbing is that same deal applies here in Australia, and US sailors have already taken advantage of it. Japan in the spring, a chance to relax in this work-obsessed country.
At that time,
For Catherine Fisher, a Perth girl who's lived here for more than 20 years, this is Tokyo at its most peaceful. What's it like as an Australian woman in Japan?
the Japanese people on a whole, I think are really very humble and beautiful people.
But Catherine has seen the best and worst of this country and endured a harrowing ordeal.
At that time, I was in total shock. Why would they be treating me this way?
First, violently raped,
お知り合いだったんでしょえ
then humiliated by Japanese police,
え
and all but ignored by the US military.
Can we ask a couple of questions, please?
Now, Catherine is demanding justice from the authorities
What are you doing? Just going to take off again, are you?
and the man who nearly destroyed her life.
You have no intention of owning up to your responsibilities,
Hey, could
do
you
you?
please let me close my door?
You want to tell us about what's going on?
It's late evening, April 2002, in Tokyo's Bar district near the US naval base at Yokosuka. The area is full of off-duty American sailors and on-duty military police.
You know what the worst thing about this?
Catherine Fisher, who's working here as an English language teacher, is waiting for her fiancé.
I was waiting for him and someone asked me if I wanted to have a drink, and then I don't remember anything after that.
Do you think your drink was spiked?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
It's a blur how she got there, but Catherine will never forget where she woke up.
Then I remember that I was being raped in my van.
In your car?
Yes, in my car. So, tried to stop him from raping me, but that was impossible. And because I can't move at all. I can't move. And I remember thinking, though, when I was in... it's really hard. I'm trying... Just a second.
Take your time.
Incredibly, the rape happened practically on the doorstep of the US naval compound, where Catherine's attacker, Bloke T. Deans, was based.
Well, I mean, there's the gates
There's the gates right there.
to the naval base.
Yep.
I reckon I could almost throw a rock and hit them from here. With all the MPs.
So close.
Distressed, disoriented, Catherine went to the military police, reported the rape, and identified Deans. But instead of being treated like the victim, Catherine was treated more like the villain.
They called the Japanese police to come, and I thought, wow, the heroes are coming in to help me. And that's where I was wrong. That was where the next nightmare began. Took me into the police station like I was a criminal, not as a victim, and started asking me questions. And I said, no, you have to let me go to the hospital. And they said, no.
Did they call a doctor for you?
No. No.
知り合いだったんじゃないの
And they said, no, you can't go to the hospital. You have to sit here and answer questions.
ちゃんと話してよ
I was shaking and everything, and I was in total shock.
やっぱり知り合いだったんじゃないのその男とは
I said, please let me go to the hospital. And they said, you've got to go back to the scene of the crime.
ちゃんと話しなさい
And then they made me go back to the car park. And they told me to stand at the place where I was raped and point my finger to where I'd been raped. And I kept on begging them to go to the hospital. And then they said, well, you're not hurt enough. And if I was hurt, that I had to show them where.
But there was yet another indignity for Catherine to suffer before this ordeal was over.
And they told me I had to go back and do the reenactment photographs. And I thought, what are reenactment photographs? And they said that is where I had to get in the back of the van and I had to be with a police officer and reenact how I was raped from beginning to end.
Reenact the rape.
Yeah, you have to reenact the rape in Japan. You have to get in photos and reenact how you've been raped within. Yeah.
That's ludicrous, bordering on barbaric, isn't it?
It is barbaric. I said I just can't do it. And so the police officers, a male and police officer did it while they were laughing at each other, saying it was pretty funny. They thought it was funny.
Meanwhile, back on the US naval base, Bloke T. Deans is telling his commanders that Catherine willingly had sex with him. They believed him, and the Japanese police promptly closed the case.
What did the police investigation finally say? Did they come back to you with a conclusion?
The prosecutor said they weren't going to take the case. And they have not told me why.
What Catherine didn't know at the time was the existence of a secret deal between the Japanese government and US military. Its official title is the Status of Forces Agreement, and for the government here in Japan, frankly, it's an embarrassment. It gives the US the right to decide the fate of any of its armed forces when they're accused of committing a crime here on Japanese soil. In the case of Bloke T. Deans, that meant shipping him home and giving him, unbelievably, an honourable discharge.
The truth is that it's not just an embarrassment for the Japanese government, it's also an embarrassment for the US government, especially the military.
Professor John Dusich is a specialist in Japanese criminology at Tokugawa University, and himself a former military police officer for 29 years.
These are political decisions made between politicians. This is not the way to run a country, any country, from the standpoint of law enforcement or criminal justice.
Have you ever heard of a rape case playing out this way anywhere in the world?
I have never seen this degree of victimization by the police.
But Catherine isn't the only Australian to fall foul of this deal with America, and on our own soil. We have the same Status of Forces Agreement, and it will apply to thousands of Marines about to arrive in Darwin. The US military has already tried to stop a New South Wales child sex case against a US naval officer. And just last year, charges were dropped after an American Navy mechanic ran over and killed a 60-year-old Queensland mother. 2 days later, he was sent home. A US military court is yet to hear the case.
This is not a war zone. This is a partner in US relations and military activities. This is not the way to treat your host.
There's nothing to be proud of, is it?
Absolutely not.
My case is ongoing for 10 years. It's still going on. And how are they going to help anybody in Australia if they can't help me?
Since her attack, Catherine has been fighting for justice on behalf of all rape victims in Japan. She's campaigned under the name of Jane and always behind dark sunglasses, trying to spare herself the stigma that rape carries in that country. But now she's taken off her glasses and is not afraid to confront all her tormentors.
This is the police station that you were brought
That's it. This is it. Really scared to go in here, actually.
How long did you stay in here?
It's about, from the beginning to the end, it's going to be like 12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see if they could give us some answers.
But at the Kanagawa police station, everyone was ducking for cover.
There's a US Army man now. You want us...
Please just stop shooting, right?
You want
Just
us...
stop
Sorry,
shooting.
so you want us to be respectful to you here. You want us to be respectful.
Yeah.
But we're here to find out why you weren't respectful to this lady in this same station. That's why we're here.
No one from the Kanagawa police station has ever been brought to account for the way they treated Catherine,
It's not a standard case.
or for their failure to properly investigate the case.
You can't.
No camera, no camera,
No camera.
no camera, no camera.
Indeed, Catherine would have had no justice at all if she hadn't started her own investigation, searching for witnesses
Okay, thanks anyway.
and launching her own civil court action against her attacker, Bloke T. Deans, an unprecedented step in Japan.
I had to prove to the courts in Japan that I was raped by him, and I won.
You convinced the courts.
Yeah.
Which
Took me 3 years.
the court ordered he pay compensation.
Right. 3 million yen.
So at that time, about $30,000.
It wasn't the money that I was after. I wanted to seek justice.
But there doesn't seem to be any interest in justice at the giant Navy base in Yokosuka. Long before the civil case was even heard, Bloke T. Deans had been packed off safely back to America. Can I just ask a question?
I just gave you
If one of your own people, and apparently beyond the reach of the US military. Is that how it works?
What are you doing, sir? Taking some videos. No. All right.
No
okay,
picture,
okay.
please.
They said to me it's got nothing to do with them because now he was a civilian. They had discharged him in 2002. So, sorry, that it had nothing to do with them.
But if US authorities were willing to let Bloke T. Deans off scot-free, Catherine wasn't. She tracked him down to his new home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. After violent attacks on his partner and shocking treatment of his own children, brought him to the attention of the law.
The police here in Milwaukee know Bloke T. Deans only too well, and they're very familiar with his home. They were called here last October after receiving complaints of children being left abandoned. After battering down the front door in order to gain entry, they raced upstairs to find another door bolted from the outside. Inside were 3 of his children, a 2-year-old and 3-year-old twins, emotionally upset and covered in urine and feces. On top of the violent abuse and assault against his de facto wife, it all paints a very ugly picture of this former US sailor. Bloke T. Deans.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Liam Bartlett, 60 Minutes Australia.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Not too bad. I'd like to talk to you about the rape of Catherine Fisher.
Right about it.
What about it?
Yeah.
Why haven't you paid any of the $30,000 in compensation?
You know what? This, because it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Yes.
Bloke
Japanese.
Deans is doing very well for himself here in Milwaukee, where he now owns 9 houses, thanks to a very generous disability pension from the US Navy.
Why did you cut and run? Have you got no shame at all?
I didn't run.
Well, where's the money?
What money?
Is this your car?
Yeah.
Why don't you sell the car and give her the money that she's due?
For something I didn't do?
What about the 9 homes that you own here in Milwaukee?
I just got them.
Yeah, why don't you...
They only cost $3,000 or $500.
Why don't you stop, why don't you stop lying?
I'm trying to make a living.
Why don't you come clean? You've got 9 homes and you can't afford to pay her any money? Are you proud of yourself?
For what?
Well, where do you want to start? Raping an Australian woman?
That's what you say?
Criminally neglecting your children, your own flesh and blood? You want me to keep going? For Bloke Deans, running away has always been easy. But Catherine can't run from the post-traumatic stress disorder or the damage to her relationships caused by her attacker and the institutions that failed her so spectacularly.
It took me a long time to become from a victim to a survivor. I learned how to forgive a lot of people, but I'll never forget how the Japanese police treated me, how the American military has treated me.
They just really don't want to know about it.
No, didn't want to know about it, didn't want to help me. And that's not fair. There's no justice. There's no justice in that.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.